Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing good, doing well. I thought I would jump on here today to do a little catch up with you guys. Obviously, Arsenal have just, lost to Bayern Munich out of the Champions League, and honestly, I can't actually explain how I feel. Like, I was so devastated last night, and I think we all are really. I think it's, a really difficult time at the moment to be an Arsenal fan. The league, probably we won't win it now. I think that the league hurt me more than this defeat. I think it's it's really devastating. I mean, social media at the moment is absolutely mental. I mean, Arteta in, Arteta out. I'd love to know how you guys feel. So yeah, please let me know to those that are watching this. I just wanted to say the quality might be a little bit different tonight as I don't have my webcam. It's not working, so I hope this is okay for you guys that are watching this. But I thought it'd be nice to have a chat with you guys about, the game, about how things are going for Arsenal. But I thought I was going to do a video last night. I was thinking about it, and then I thought to myself, I'm going to take some time to think about what I want to say, because I felt very like I kind of accepted it when it happened, really. Like, I know a lot of fans got frustrated after. Like, I never expected to win a Champions League, in my opinion. I think would be a dream, of course, but I never really thought it would really happen. So it didn't. I can't say it surprised me, like, as it didn't really surprise me that we weren't able to get across the line. But I think we do need win silverware. We know how important that is. So yeah, I do feel a bit better today, but of course, we are feeling quite deflated right now as Arsenal fans. It's not been the easiest time. So yeah, I'm gonna just answer some of your questions here. Hey Kieran, we can still win the league, have to beat Wolves on Saturday and take it game by game. Absolutely. Hey Victor, hope you're okay. I think for me, I think I'm worried about the weekend, because I've noticed that the second half we really struggle, and we lack this energy, we lack this fight, And I just thought in the game yesterday, our attacking line was really bad. Like, we looked like I just couldn't explain it. It was so bad, I do think these players are getting tired now. I do think these players are coming to a point where they're running out of steam, aren't they? And this is what happens when it comes to April. This is what happens. It's this time of the season where we do struggle, and we need to just pick ourselves back up. Like Kieran said, we've got to take it game by game. But you know what? It's really difficult. I mean, I look at someone like Saka. I love Saka. He's my favorite player. But I just feel like at the moment, he needs a rest. A lot of these players need a rest, but we don't have many players to replace them for. So we are really in a difficult position at the moment. But yeah, let's just talk about it. Obviously in here, Victor. Hey, so you look absolutely stunning in the Arsenal top. Thank you so much. I thought I would rep a bit of Arsenal today. I've just realised I don't really wear much Arsenal, and I talk about Arsenal on my channel. So I'm sorry, guys. I forgot. Are you Arteta in or Arteta out? I mean, this question obviously has been going on social media quite a lot today. For me, personally, I do feel as though he has made mistakes. He has got a lot wrong, and I think, he is, he doesn't have the experience other managers have, but I just personally feel as though he has got us challenging again. He has got us competing back to where we need to be. I know we want to win things. It's so important that we do win silverware, and I get people's frustrations. I absolutely do, because it's not really the best time at the moment for Arsenal. We are going through that phase, and it's always this time of the season where we have a little blip, April, and we need to pick ourselves back up. So for me, I say I do support it. I have this belief that he can, help us this season. But you know what? I do get people's frustrations, because I do feel fed up right now. It's really difficult. It's hard to stay positive, isn't it? It's tough, but I think we've got to keep supporting the team. I mean, I personally support the manager. I do think I've been critical about him this season regarding things like team selections, other things like that, time management, about bringing players on at the right time. So that is where I stand. So I do think it's okay to criticise managers, of course it is. But what I would say is that I do very much support him and support what he's doing. I just think if we don't win the league, I will be very devastated. I think for me, I have accepted that we probably won't win the league. Like, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I just feel as though it's going to be really tough for Man City to drop points at the moment, and we're at that stage now, aren't we, where it's really tough for them to drop points, because obviously they're at the Champions League themselves, so they want to focus on the league as well. So yeah, I mean, I was happy to see them come out with the Champions League. I can't lie, it did make me smile. But I just think, yeah, I just feel like I need a break from Arsenal. It's too stressful. I feel quite drained, if I'm being honest. Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm drained. I don't have a lot to say. I mean, I'm trying to stay positive because nothing's impossible. Man City can drop points and we can win a league, but I'm not really confident we will win all of our remaining games because of how we've been. But I know it's important to still stay positive and still believe. So yeah, that's sort of my answer, if that's an answer. I think it's an unnecessary meltdown. We've lost 2 games this year, so we need to be patient as these are growing. Yeah, listen, like you said, this team is very young, and we are much better than last season. Do you know what I've really noticed? The goalkeeper situation is actually a really interesting one. I do love Raya, but I do think he's making a few mistakes at the moment. And we saw with Martinez how good he was for Villa. That's the my only little worry I have at the moment. I think, we've needed a striker for so long. I've said this for a very long time. Like, we are crying out for a striker, and we need one desperately. But I think at the moment we've got to deal with the squad. We have, and there's not much we can do about it. I mean, when I watched the game yesterday, we needed like a Haaland or a Giroud to come on, and we brought on Nketiah, and I just thought, like, he won't do anything because he hasn't been doing anything when he's come on. And I think I knew that was game over at that point because he brought on some subs. Jesus for me as well. He's always offside. He never really takes his chances. Like, I'm just thinking, like, is this going to be it for him at Arsenal? Like, I'm having my doubts about him. I think yesterday's game made me realise which players are good enough to be in this team, which players do we need to move on. Because I thought we had quite a lot of, poor performances. And do you know what? I'll be honest, there are players that have played a lot of football that are tired, and I do get that, so I won't be annoyed at them for that. But I just, it's hard really, because I think I was happy at first when Arteta played Martinelli. I think Martinelli had a good game. I just think he was struggling to, get the finishing touch. Obviously we saw Trossard come on, and I thought it could have been a game for him to start, but I did say, I didn't really want him to start. I wanted him to come off the bench because we've seen he has that impact, doesn't he, when he comes off the bench. So it's obviously a tough one to call, isn't it, really, with Trossard? I mean, yeah. Daniel says, "Hey Soph, how are you? I'm doing good, thank you. Hope you're okay. Hope you're all right after that defeat." I mean, it's really weird. It's 2 losses, like Victor said, and it goes into a meltdown. It's hard because these 2 losses have kind of defined our season. I think that's what makes them so difficult, because I mean, the league, I always believe, it's not over till it's over, and you should always believe until it's, until you can't believe anymore. But I just feel as though, it's just, yeah, the Champions League, I'm going to be honest, I was really upset, but I also felt like I didn't expect us to win the league. Going to the season, I said we would probably get to the quarters, and we did, so I'm not surprised. Because this team is young, and I'm not using it as an excuse, but we haven't been in it for so long. So it's in Europe, it's a very different type of competition. It's very physical, and it's a different type of task than a Premier League side. So I think we are capable of winning the league. I just think when it's out of your hands, that's when it's really difficult, because there's nothing we can do. All we can do is win our remaining games, but I just don't feel confident that we can. I'm not sure Man City will drop points either. I would love to come on your channel someday, it would be on. Oh, that's really, really sweet. We'll definitely do that someday. It'd be lovely to have you on. Victor says, our priority this summer needs to be a world-class striker, a given goal scorer that can give us 25 to 30 goals a season. Yeah, we need a striker. Like, I've said this for the longest time. Like, we are crying out for one. It has been a while since we've got one. Yeah, obviously there are a few options out there. I think I'd rather get Isaac from Newcastle. I think he would be what we need, but I just don't know if they would sell him to us. Like, don't know if that would happen. Personally, but yeah, we've got to see what happens. But we definitely need a striker. Last night's performance showed you that how quiet our forwards are, how quiet they were. We need someone with a bit of experience. So I definitely feel like that is going to be essential for next season. Next season will be good. I mean, Timber's going to be back as well. Do you think we need to? Arteta, has had a long time here, and it does take time to rebuild. But I do feel as though he should have the right squad at that time. And yeah, I think defensively we are solid. I just feel like we need a striker wise is where we are struggling. Definitely think we need a backup for Saka because he needs someone to challenge him so he can come better as a player. And yeah, I just think we need that. I mean, I don't know what Partey's doing. I reckon he could stay, but I'm not too sure at this moment in time, to be honest. Um, Hey Daniel, hope you're okay. It happens, bestie. Always next Champions League. It's not easy to win. You'll win it when you're not expected to. Yeah, I get that definitely. I don't obviously. I never expect us to win this season. I think it was a bit overly optimistic if fans did think that because I did think the first half in the game yesterday it was ours to win. You saw Bayern. I thought Bayern in the first half looked like they had the better chances, of course, but it was ours to nick. It was like a smash and grab we had to do. But yeah, I just feel like second half we just really struggled. We weren't the same, were we? So for me, yeah, next year will be interesting. We'll obviously strengthen, hopefully, and become much stronger. Um, Daniel says, "Good, thanks, Soph." And it's been so hard these last two games. And I was at Arsenal on Sunday. Oh God, it has been a very, very tough time at the moment to be an Arsenal fan. I can agree on that. Yeah, it does feel quite I think drained is probably the best word to use because that's how we're all feeling. I think for me, it's probably more than just two losses because these two losses sort of have really defined our season at the moment. And it has shown that these we need to win these games. I mean, like I said, Champions League one we can accept, but I think losing to Villa, it really did deflate me so much. I felt very like about it. It was a very disappointing one to take. So yeah, I do feel quite flat still. I think that's obviously understandable considering these games. I mean, it's obviously tough right now, but I think the most important thing is us bouncing back at the weekend, and I'm worried that we won't bounce back. I do think we need to mix the team up a little bit and change it, definitely. I would probably rest Saka. I think he's absolutely tired. I reckon he's playing an injury. I think he needs a rest. But maybe bring Partey in, it would be good to see him. It would be an Arsenal thing to kind of win that game quite well because the pressure's off us. I mean, I do wonder, is the pressure getting to us? Is that the problem? I do think we need a striker that's going to be clinical with us. It's going to score us, like Victor said, 25, 30 goals a season. We need someone like that's going to really change and elevate this team. But obviously at the moment we have to deal with the squads we have now. Hey Reggie, hope you're okay. This Bayern loss feels worse because of the Villa game. Obviously, it's tough when you've lost the second game on the bounce. I mean, I think for me, the Villa game for me feels a lot worse because I know if we'd gone to this game after a win against Villa, our confidence would have been good, but I just feel like the league, I really want us to win it, and we've been so good this season. We've definitely been gone under the radar, and I just believed it was our time to win it. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Like I've said, we've got to take it game by game. Anything is possible, of course, but I just feel deflated by it all. And I'm just struggling. It's the hope that kills you as an Arsenal fan. That's what they say, and it's absolutely so true. Yeah, my heart is hurting. I just want us to win the league. I can live with the Bayern loss, but the Villa loss after knowing that Liverpool result was unacceptable. That's what the annoying thing about it was because it was our chance. Liverpool lost. I thought when Liverpool lost, I didn't get carried away because I knew we were going to play after and no result is ever confirmed. No result is ever gonna. No, we weren't always gonna have a win. We'd have to work hard for that. So, I thought, you know what, I'm happy. I'm gonna stay quiet. And then obviously we lost, and I was just devastated. Like, I was surprised actually. I mean, obviously losing is part of football. It happened, and they were the better team on the day, but I was just shocked that we weren't able to do it, that we weren't able to win, comfortably. And I just think our performance as well, the second half performance again, just wasn't up to scratch. It wasn't good enough. I feel like it kind of showed us a bit about our mentality, because I know for a fact those players will have known that Liverpool had won and had lost. And I thought, wouldn't that give you confidence going into the game that, Liverpool have lost, it's our chance, our time, to go on top and to prove to people that we can win the Premier League with Arteta. So I was very disappointed that we didn't do it. And it's obviously a difficult one to take. I think Villa was always going to be difficult because they're obviously wanting to get top four, and I do hope to get top four over Spurs, obviously. But obviously for me, we've got really difficult games coming up. As much as we've been good this season, we've got United away, and that's never easy, is it? And Spurs away for me is going to be really, really tough. Those are the games that I'm really anxious about. But all you can do is take it game by game at this point, because, it's out of our hands, and I hate things when it's out of our hands. I mean, I think I'd rather be on top. I mean, it is really tough at the moment. These two losses feel awful. They feel really, really bad. But it's obviously really nice to have this kind of therapy session with you guys, to chat with you all about that. And if you guys are still watching, do subscribe. If you are new, do hit the like button. Do all of that for me, and do send me some questions in about the game, about Arsenal season, and I will answer them, and happily answer them. Hey Timo, our defending was pretty decent in my opinion last night, but attacking was lacking. As you said, we need a strike. Also, Bayern defending is really good. Credit to Bayern, like you said, Bayern were good, and you can't take that away from them. I just feel like we are too predictable, like the team was working us out too much, and we have seen that the season before Dubai. We have seen teams work us out too much, and that's obviously the disappointing thing, is that we need to think of new ideas. I think the team needed Dubai break. Like, I don't know what happened at Dubai, but they came out like a different Arsenal team, like the Arsenal we've seen from last season. So I do feel as though we need that. We need that right now. We need to pick ourselves up at Wolves. And that game for me is really nerve-wracking, because if we lose that and draw that, for me the league's done. We've got to win each game now. And it's obviously a difficult time of the season. The pressure's on you. I mean, we are on level of Liverpool, so Liverpool could even do it themselves. It's obviously hard. You can't predict these type of results, I never would have thought they'd have lost to Crystal Palace, and these do happen, don't they? It's part of football. You can't win every game. I think when it gets to this point, it's obviously really, really tough, because you are having to win these games when the pressure's on you. I think when the pressure's on you, I think we do struggle. I think we've gotten better as time's gone on, but I do still think it's a bit of a worry, in my opinion. But we've got to just stay positive. That's the main thing. I know the Arteta, situation has been going on social media. I just feel like whenever we lose a game, people just decide to be Arteta out. I mean, if you Arteta out, that's fair enough, because we haven't won a trophy. And it's obviously, I do feel frustrated, because I want us to win silverware. I want us to have success. I really love this club. I really want to see that. I've never seen us win the league. I'd love to see that. And I get why people are questioning him. We've won an FA Cup, a few Community Shields. I mean, I see a Community Shield as it's a good starter, as a trophy to win at the start of the season. I don't see it as like a major trophy. I think I see the FA Cup as a major trophy personally. I think that trophy is very important. Obviously the Premier League, the Champions League, obviously a different level, but I think the FA Cup is just a really nice trophy to win. So yeah, I just it's obviously really difficult, because I think it's good to go for both of some competitions, not just go for just one competition. And it's good we tried to balance both, but I just feel like we just didn't have any ideas last night. We were very tired. You could see that, weren't we? We just looked like we're lethargic. I mean, I think the worst part of last night was our forwards. I mean, Havertz, I praised him a lot this season, but he was very quiet. I just feel like this team probably wasn't ready for what was next in the Champions League. I think this team is still got a bit of an experience in Europe, and we're still not there yet. And I just think people are quick to blame Arteta. Like, I think you can blame the players too. Like, I think everyone's responsible for last night. Because you know what? If we had taken our chances in the first half, no one would come on here and say, have a go at Arteta. You know, we didn't have a lot of great chances and we weren't really playing exciting football. I think in the first half, when it ended, I thought, okay, like I felt content because at that point, in the second half, it was our game to win. And obviously, we didn't turn up. Second half, when they scored, I think the most disappointing thing is we never gave them a reaction. Sometimes if an opposite team scores, it might give you the fire in you to, go and get another one back, win the game. But we never seemed to do that, which was obviously massively disappointing for me, which is obviously hard to take. It was a very dull game from us. It's hard because we have been in these positions. We've been in very important stages of, semi-finals of Europa League, and we just don't. Not that we. It's hard. I don't really use the word bottle, and I know we say that about Tottenham a lot, and maybe at times we can bottle things, but I just feel as though at the moment, I just don't think things are good. I just think we need to end the season on a high, on a positive note, and pick ourselves up. Because this team obviously is very special. But they do need to win silverware. It has been a while. I think last time we won something, like I know we won the Community Shield at the start of the season, but I'm pretty sure last thing we had won, was the FA Cup in 2020, and it's now 4 years on. It's about time. But yeah, it's obviously really. I just feel deflated as anything. Yeah, guys, just talk to me about how you're feeling because I feel very flat still. It's obviously not. It's obviously a difficult time to be an Arsenal fan. I worry about where we go from here personally. I just think we've got to not drop off and stay in the title race. I think that's all we can do at the moment. Because we're not in a great position, are we? Let's face it. But you know what? I think you've got to just stay positive and think, happy thoughts and try and hope we can, still do it. But I think the most important thing is obviously getting behind the team because like I said, you can't always win every game. It's not going to be, easy all the time. But yeah, we've got to just, things might be okay in the end. Elizabeth, smash that like button, people. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Appreciate all your support as always. Please do hit the like button, guys. I know there's about 7 of you watching now. I know some of you are watching on Twitter, which is great. So please do smash the like button for me. Be great if we could get 30 likes on this. Do subscribe, please, if you want to do that. Help me out very much. Appreciate all of your support on here as always. It doesn't go unnoticed, and yeah, I really do appreciate it so much. Hey Rookie Cookie, yeah, I am live. I was going to do a pre-recorded video, but I just thought like I need to chat with you guys, and I didn't do one yesterday, so I thought why not jump on and chat with you guys and hear how you're feeling as well. Hey Niall, I hope you're okay. Hope you're having a great week. I'm just happy it's Friday tomorrow. Finally, but that means Arsenal play at the weekend. I feel like I need like a break from Arsenal, to be honest, after that last few days. It has been really stressful in my opinion. Honestly, it has. I feel stressed. I feel like I need a little break, but you know what? Hopefully, we'll bounce back at the win. Yeah, hopefully Arsenal can obviously get that win at the weekend. I think that's what we need at the moment. I think to cheer us all up, we need victory, don't we? Hey Rookie Cookie, I hope you're all okay. Lovely to see you, everyone in here. Lovely to see your faces, and I love chatting with you guys as well. It's obviously good. I do like doing pre-recorded videos, but I think it's obviously really good to have the opportunity to do this as well. We looked really exhausted physically and mentally, so I'm worried about the Wolves away. Can't end our season with a win. But yeah, that's the problem, because I'm pretty sure it's the 7 games left, and we've got a big North London derby. Like, we've got to be up for that. And United, not just them, got other games to play, but I just feel like, in my opinion, we seem like we're done now. Like, we just seem like we need to end the season. Like, that's how the players are coming across. But like I said before, we've definitely got to change it up. We've definitely got to. For me, I do think we need to, switch it up, bring some new players in. I would definitely. I'd be tempted to start Smith Rowe. I think he has been quite bright and quite good when he's had the opportunity. I think there are good players you can start. Partey, why not start him? The problem is, I would want to personally give Rice a rest, but then I just feel like, would we struggle without him? Like, would we not be the same team? Like, that is my only concern at this moment in time. I don't think. I'd probably give Trossard a shot, but we've got to really freshen this team up, because we are looking exhausted, predictable, tired, and we need fresh legs on that pitch. And I get why the players are tired. Since Declan Rice has came here, I don't think he's missed a game. Like, he has played non-stop, so I completely understand how tired he must be. How about having Jesus as a backup to Saka, Trossard as a backup to Martinelli, and Havertz as a backup to whoever world-class striker we can get? Yeah, I think that's obviously a good shout. I do feel like Jesus, right? I do feel like he would be a good backup. I just don't think he's able to obviously take us to that next level. But like you said, I feel like it'd be a good opportunity. I think Trossard, is better off the bench, like we said in another show, Victor. I think it'd be good to see him come off the bench. He has more energy. I think for the game at the weekend, I probably would play Trossard, because I just feel like, in my opinion, like, he would benefit off that, and he's had a bit of a rest in the game, and we need players that have the right energy. I do definitely think we need to drop Saka. I think he's tired, and that's okay, because he's played so much football this season, and we need to just give him that rest that he needs, or he'll get burnt out, won't he? Really? Okay, there's 6 games left. That's good to know. It's a really stressful time. I mean, it could go down to the wire. We never know. I did think that at first, but I think we need to keep competing, Man City. We can't drop off now. I know it's a difficult time, because the players look done, they look tired, but we need to keep going. Need to freshen things up, or we'll have to repeat at Brighton at home and Forest away last season. Yeah, this is what I'm worried about, because it was such a hard way to lose out in the league, because you look at us, we should be beating them teams, no disrespect. I know they were fighting for things, to stay up or to get a Europa League spot, etc. But for me, we need to have the right mindset to keep going, to get over the line, because the Premier League is hard to win. It's a very long process, and we've got to just keep going through it, keep plodding along and getting through each game, really, and trying to win them all. This weekend, how about trying Martinelli on the right and Trossard on the left? Yeah, I'm. Do you know what? I hope Arteta tries something new. If I see Saka in that lineup, I will be a bit disappointed, because he needs that rest. He needs time to have a break, doesn't he? Because, as I said, these players are going to be burnt out if they're not having a rest. So I do feel as though, for me, we've got to do that in this game, and just go for it. I mean, try new things. Partey should come on to Smith Rowe. I'd be open to that. I think defensively probably won't change anything. Maybe play Kivior, Tomiyasu, I don't mind. I mean, you can always play Zinchenko in the midfield, really. I think defensively is his weakness, and I think in other areas he's obviously really good and got a great reading of the game. I feel like in the midfield yesterday he would have been really suitable, but Arteta's never really played him in that position, has he? So it's obviously a tough one to call, but yeah, we definitely need to see some changes. We need some different energy. I mean, I know we've got Reece Nelson. I know it's Arteta didn't play him yesterday. He put Nketiah on. I personally think Reece Nelson is more capable than Nketiah. I think Reece Nelson could change the game in a different way. But I still don't think they're probably the level of Saka or, what we have at the moment. But yeah, we've got to focus on the game. What is done now, I think. I mean, we can still be frustrated. I think we will still feel a bit deflated for a while. But I think if we win at the weekend, it will obviously cheer us up. We do need Man City to drop points. I do see Man City dropping points at Spurs, hopefully. Like, obviously, I'm never going to want Spurs to win a game of football. But you know, if Man City do drop points there, I'm not going to be sad at all. That's definitely going to help us. But I just think we need to focus on what we're doing, not what anyone else is doing. And obviously, if teams drop points, obviously that's a bonus for us, and that will obviously really help us out. But we've got to focus on what we're doing, because if Man City drop points and we drop points, that's obviously not going to help us. So yeah, we've got to just stay focused, haven't we, on what we're doing and our task. I'm sure Delight and Dyer were quacking in their boots when the Ketia came on. Seriously, fact we're looking for him to be our saviour means we are no means a finished article. Do you know what? I saw that, and when the Ketia came on, I just thought, like, in my head, oh my god, like, we've got no one else to bring on, and we bring him on, like, I just felt like, you know, he only comes on when he needs that moment of, you know, to change the game. He's not able to change the game. Ketia, unfortunately, isn't at that level that we need him to be, and I do reckon we'll sell him in the summer. I think we need to, for his future, for us as a club. I don't feel like, you know, I think he just needs to move on. I think we need to just do that, don't we, really? Yeah, I saw that and I thought, really? I think he could have brought someone else on a bit more, you know, there's Reece Nelson, the Smith Rowe, Partey, it's obviously, you got to think who can really attack and score goals. We obviously need a striker desperately. Like, if we don't sign a striker in the summer, I don't know what to say at that point. We need one, don't we? Really bad. It's like, we've needed one for a while. Havertz, don't get me wrong, has scored a lot of goals this season, but he needs to be able to be, you know, at that level in these type of games. I know he has scored in the Champions League final, so he is able to do it. I just feel like, as a team, they're very young. It was their first experience to do that, you know, to win the to, you know, get far in the Champions League. Yeah, this is a good point, actually. Torn whether City going out is a good news or bad news. I personally, I'm going to take it as good news, because I do not want them to win. You know, yes, they could still win the double. I'm pretty sure they're in the FA Cup. So if they do, you know, it's going to happen. So I just couldn't bear them win the Champions League again. I just feel like the fan base, you know, they're unbearable. I know a lot of City fans in real life, and it's hard to deal with, I'm not going to lie. So yeah, I get that point, because if they are out of it, their focus can be on the league, and if they're in the Champions League, they can focus on that as well. So I get that. I do get that at all. But I'm personally happy. I was made up when I saw that they missed out on, and their penalties weren't the best at all, were they? Let's be real. But I was happy. I can't complain. But I do get the point. It's sort of a good and a bad thing, because if you play more games, your players will get exhausted, and it'll be harder for the league. But you know, I am confident Man City will win the league, because when they've been in a position like last season when we've slipped up, they've been able to not be. They've never slipped up once, have they? They've got over the line, which is what we need to do. But I think we can't give up at the moment. We've got to still stay positive and just hope they can drop points. But like I just said, focus on what we're doing. We've got to make sure that is the priority of the season. With 6 games to go, you know, it's going to be tough, but I think we've got to just believe we can do it and get behind the team. The team need us right now the most, don't they? We're at the stage of the season where we do struggle. I do think we are better than last season. I do feel like we look more strong. Our mentality is a lot better, but I also do feel like we could drop off any point, or we could, you know, slip up. You know, if we lose to Wolves, then it's over for us. But after Wolves, we need to keep winning. We can't fall behind. And I've said this, I would rather Liverpool win the league than Man City. So if we're not able to do it, please Liverpool catch up with Man City, because I couldn't bear them. I just hate the fact of Man City winning things all the time. It's so boring. We've seen Man City win the title for so many seasons. I personally like to see a different team win it if Arsenal don't do it. I don't want us to hand it to them on a silver platter like we did to a degree last season, yeah. I mean, let's be real, we slipped up last season. I do look at last season and think this team was too young, too inexperienced to do it. And I look back and I think it just wasn't our time. And it's obviously tough because if Saliba wasn't injured, things might have been different. I still don't think we'd have won it, but we might have, gotten closer to them. And you look at their squad they have, they've got much bigger squad than us. You look at the money they have, it's obviously a different story. And that's why us and Liverpool have struggled this season to get over, we obviously have got 4 points off Man City this season. I think that's a really good thing. To beat them at our ground was incredible. But I just feel like, it's tough to compete with them because look at the squad they have. And obviously Grealish has come back and you look at how big, Foden is on fire this season. I've said he's probably the player of the season as well as Declan Rice as well. But it's really hard to compete with them. But I think, like Ricky Cookie said, we can't just give it to them that easy. We've got to keep fighting and not give up. So I think we've got to just do that. And I know the team will know they need to bounce back. And we can't have a repeat of last season. If we do have a repeat of last season, I will be very disappointed because I don't want us to go out that easily. I want us to keep fighting and, doing all we can. So, I think we've got to just believe in the team and just see how we go. Wolves is going to be a difficult one. I know that. If you are still watching, guys, let me know. Are we away at Wolves or home? Because that could obviously change things a little bit for us. I think if we're at home, maybe I have a bit more confidence that we can do it. City want Musler in the summer. That's the juggernaut we're dealing with. The problem is with Man City is that I think now we are a very attractive club, I would say. Like, obviously when we're competing, we're in the Champions League. There's a lot of players that would inspire you to come to Arsenal. So I feel like we are an attractive club, but then there's Man City who obviously have won so much, and we've not been able to get over that line. And it's obviously a difficult one because, if you had to choose over Arsenal, Man City, for me, I look at us and think if we bought a player, they would play in this team. And with Man City, there's no guarantee that you're going to play. You'd probably be on the bench, you wouldn't automatically start every week. So I just feel like, we need to have a big summer. We need to bring in a lot of players and we need to get rid of quite a few and get the money for them. But I just feel like the squad is going in the right direction, even though it's a really difficult time at the moment. Okay, we're away. I think if we're home and away, you can't really use that as an excuse. I think obviously if we're home, there's more fans there, but I just feel like we need to get behind them. Wolves won 3-1 Arsenal. I just don't feel like we're going to keep clean sheet. I've just got a feeling like I just don't believe it. I think when I've seen that lineup at the weekend, I'll probably figure out if we can do it. I think that's when I'll be able to come to the conclusion that we are able to, this Saturday evening. Yeah, I think like I said, once I've seen the lineup, I think I'll feel confident that we're able to do it. But yeah, it's obviously going to be a difficult one. I think I've learned so much. You can't underestimate teams. I think people did with that. But people underestimated Bayern. They didn't have the best season, but they could go and win the Champions League, and I never know. So yeah, it's going to be tough, but obviously looking forward to the game on Saturday evening. Oh my God, Arsenal, please do not ruin my weekend. Like, I beg you, please don't. At 7:30. Yeah, I'll let you guys know as well if I'll go live after the game. I'll see how I feel. Oh my God, if we lose again, I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do. I just can't bear another loss. I know we used to lose all the time, but because we're at the stage now where we're so close to winning the league and Man City could drop points any minute, it's a crucial time of the season, isn't it, really? So that's what makes it more tough. But before I head off and wrap the stream up, guys, I'm going to answer a few more of your questions if you do have any for me to answer. So please do send me some in. I've been chatting for 40 minutes. I've really enjoyed doing this tonight. I think I needed to come in here to chat with you guys. So please do send in some questions for me before I do wrap the stream up. And I'll happily answer your questions. And also do hit like button, as I said before. That would be very much appreciated. And do subscribe if you are new, to help me grow. And yeah, I appreciate all of your support and all your all of your chats on here tonight. It's been really fun. Another loss, and I'll be using sleep music again. Yeah, I think music at night hits different. I love listening to music. I think. Do you know what? I think when Arsenal, like last night, when Arsenal lose, there's two things I'll do. I'll either come on here to like have a rant with you guys, or I'll either just switch off and do something completely different, because for me, it's nice to get off my chest how I'm feeling and communicate with you guys, and you can tell me how you feel. And there's also it's nice to just not talk about football and just to do something completely different. So I just feel like for me, it's nice to do different things after a game. You need to switch off, because football can affect your mood. It used to really affect mine, if I'm being honest, guys. Like, the amount of heartbreak we've had to deal with over the last few years has been really, really tough. So, yeah, it's not really been easy, has it, to be an Arsenal fan in these recent years? So, yeah, we've got to just keep sticking together and getting through this. Victor says, have a lovely evening, Sophie. Nice chatting with you. Thank you so much, Victor. It has been really lovely to chat with you as well. I've really enjoyed your comments, and I've got a good question here before I wrap up the stream. What was the most disappointing thing about last night? Not testing near enough. Yeah, I would say that. I think what really frustrated me was, I've got a lot of things. A lot of things disappointed me last night. So I'm going to start off with the end, right? We went to take a short free kick, and that massively backfired on us. Like, I thought it was clever at first, but then it was just a waste of a free kick. So that's number one. Number two, I just feel as though, like, when they scored, we never really showed that fighting spirit. We just accepted a defeat, and you've got to, not give up. And we didn't show that kind of fighting spirit. That for me really annoyed me probably the most. But it just made me realise our attacking options are really poor. But also, like, these players are capable of making these chances and finishing them. Half the time when we put the crosses in the box, there was no one there to head them or to score them. So, yeah, that was probably a mixture of them things. I just feel like we just weren't good enough at what we did. Like, Saka's corners weren't great worthy. Our players are dropping off. We're like really poor at the moment. Yeah, it's like, I get, if we're not able to score in like in a open play, like, why don't we just do something from a corner, from a free kick? Because we have been really good at corners. Rice has been really good at corners and set pieces, and we've fallen off a lot at the moment. Our free kicks, when we take a free kick, I just think it's going to be nothing. Like, we're not going to do anything out of it. And I've felt right about that, because we're obviously not doing that well enough at the moment. Saka's corner not beating the first man was awful. Yeah, that really was terrible. There was so much that wasn't good. I'm going to be honest, I love Saka. Now, I'll tell everyone he is my favourite player, but I just feel like he is predictable. You can predict what he's going to do, and that's obviously not a good thing. Players, if you're playing against, like, say, Henry, if you're playing against him, you wouldn't ever know what he was going to do, because he was so talented. He was so good at what he did. You wouldn't know if he was going to score from his left or right, or if he was going to do a volley, like, etc. So, Saka needs to be unpredictable, and I definitely feel like he needs to be challenged in that position. Like, obviously, I wouldn't want to drop him permanently, but I just feel like he does need that challenge a bit. So yeah, there were a lot of frustrating things about that night, but I think we've definitely got to just figure out how to put things right. The team need to definitely pick themselves back up, and we just need to perform better at the standard that we know we can perform at. But like I said, I will let you guys know if I'll be back Saturday night, or I'll be back on Sunday, either way. But I just wanted to say a really big thank you to all of you watching this. It has been lovely to have you guys chat with me in the comments, and yeah, thank you all so much for your continued support. It doesn't go unnoticed. I appreciate it very much, and yeah, I'll be live soon. I do love doing these type of streams, but do hit the like button as you leave, and do subscribe. Please take care, have a lovely evening, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye.